Welcome to Radio Express World News, presented by Vibha Ramesh, Los Angeles, United States. Colleges and universities across the United States are enforcing disciplinary actions against students that violate pandemic safety rules. To this extent, several students have been suspended from dorms for participating in large gatherings without wearing masks or maintaining social distancing. In an unanticipated addition to the new emergency rules, the Trump administration issued a threat to hospitals stating that it would invalidate its Medicare and Medicaid funding in the event of not reporting coronavirus patient data and test results to the Department of Health and Human Services. Rick Pollock, the association's president and chief executive officer, commented saying, "It's beyond perplexing why Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services would use a regulatory sledgehammer to the very organizations that are on the front lines in the fight against COVID-19. This rule should be reversed immediately." Meanwhile, New York City's mayor has ordered city inspectors to appraise the ventilation system in old public school buildings by September 1st and install new ones before the start of the new school year. According to Governor Andrew Cuomo, travelers entering New York from Guam will now have to observe the 14-day quarantine. Around 19,000 employees of American Airlines are expected to be furloughed this fall when restrictions on job cuts that airlines agreed to in exchange for federal aid end on October 1st. In South Korea, schools have been ordered to close and switch back to online classes as 218 new cases of coronavirus were reported yesterday in the Seoul metropolitan area. On the other hand, Hong Kong announced the relaxing of social distancing rules on Tuesday. According to Mexico's health ministry, the country recorded 4,916 new confirmed cases of coronavirus and 650 fatalities as of Tuesday. This has pushed the sum total up to 568,621 confirmed cases and 61,450 fatalities. That being said, Mexico believes that the actual number may be much higher than what is reported. And in Australia, stringent lockdown continues to be in place in Melbourne, which also includes a citywide curfew and a 5-kilometer limit on any essential travel. Moving on, allegations against the Ugandan ambassador to Denmark and her deputy have led to their recall by the nation. To this effect, Nimisha Madhwani and Eli Kamahunge were suspected of scheming to misappropriate funds meant for the pandemic. More evidence threw light on the allegations as the two were recorded plotting ways to share the money with other embassy staff members. A thorough investigation will be carried out as instructed by Uganda's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Europe has been showing an upward tick in the recent spike in coronavirus cases, and Spain tops the list with the most infections. This could lead Spain to enter another lockdown, especially in Madrid, where the healthcare system is already on the brink of collapse due to the lack of testing resources and adequate staff. The country recorded over 78,000 cases in 2 weeks. The spate has pushed the 14-day infection rate to 166 per 100,000, even as France and the UK stand at only about 67 and 22 infections per 100,000 respectively. In a U-turn decision made by Prime Minister Boris Johnson, students in England will no longer be advised against using face masks. Head teachers of schools now have the authority to decide whether students should wear masks or not without any government interference. Moving on, a virtual joint commission meeting between the external affairs ministers of India and Vietnam culminated in the agreement between the two countries to increase momentum to their economic and defense engagement. It also opened up avenues to explore close cooperation in areas of marine science, space, and civil nuclear energy. The Ayodhya Mosque Trust might soon have a representative from the government as a petition was filed in the Supreme Court seeking a nominee for the trust. As of today, India surpassed the 3.2 million mark with 67,151 new infections and 1,059 deaths reported in the last 24 hours. Meanwhile, in Belarus, following the arrest of 2 aides of Svetlana Tikhanovskaya, the opposition leader announced that the arrest will not deter her or the movement for democratic change and that she will not give up working for a peaceful transition of power. The protests and subsequent threats to her family moved Tikhanovskaya into exile, from where she said to the European Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee that the intimidation did not work. "We will not relent. We demand to respect our basic rights. We demand all political prisoners be free." Even as the protests are way into its third week, there still is ambiguity over who will succeed in dethroning President Alexander Lukashenko. Turkey has been battling a new surge as it recorded its highest number of new coronavirus cases on Tuesday. With 1,502 infections confirmed yesterday, the official toll climbed up to more than 261,000. The last time it reported a single-day high was on June 15th, which was about 2 weeks after it had lifted a partial lockdown. The recent spike has compelled the government to ban some celebrations in 14 provinces. Bringing you to the end of today's report, the service sector in Lebanon threatens to rebel against the lockdown as the country experiences an economic setback. The impact of the pandemic and the consequent lockdown measures on the tourism industry is pretty harsh. As commented by a representative of Lebanon's hospitality sector, the service and tourism businesses would defy a newly reinstated coronavirus lockdown that has compounded the crisis-hit country's economic woes. With that, we come to the end of this news bulletin. Thank you for joining us. Please stay tuned for the next program on Radio Express. To receive Radio Express English news and English programs in your WhatsApp, please send a WhatsApp message, English programs, to 90727 95547. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Radio Express. Thank you.